It's the Will Project Podcast.
Episode 2.
I'm gonna call it an episode. The Will Project Podcast. I'm Michael Wolf. I'm here with Harvey Ross and Michael Taylor. And today's information is about to get fucking crazy. Straight up. So we start off with an earlier conversation.
You doing it now?
Yeah. I could be doing it now. Whatever. We can edit it all.
Are you recording?
Yeah, we can go whenever.
Like I said, he can edit all that stuff. So
Talk about ass wheelchairs.
So we had started off a conversation earlier before we were able to record it about sexual function, which you know that can be here nor there for different people. We started talking about sexual function for people that's in wheelchairs, which of course can vary across your injury level, to where some people are quads and that mean they're affected by, or four limbs are affected by the paralysis, or some people can be paraplegic, which only affects the legs. But sexual function isn't determined by the level of your injury, obviously, because some people that have a higher level injury, which means further up the neck, so more body parts are affected, they have better sexual function than people that's got a lower injury. So we end up talking about that. And one of the guys that's actually not here, one of his issues is that he have a problem, getting an erection, period. But he's a lower level para, so you would expect somebody that got that much function to be able to get a hard on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of weird that it's certain situations, but again, when we talk about sexual function, it's more so, in my mind, and this is my opinion, I see how y'all fellas deal with it or how y'all go about it. In my mind, I think sexual function goes just back to the biggest sexual organ you got in your body is the brain.
Stimulus.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I first got injured, they would explain to me that, if you get an erection, it's more so of it's like a reflex that the body just triggers. But then when I first got injured, of course, I'm a young black man. I'm trying to get rock hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some ass. So I'm like, I ain't gonna be getting no ass with a soft penis. So how I'm gonna get this done? So of course I did. I went home, in the midst of these things, and I tried masturbation, tried watching pornos, and none of that shit was getting me an erection. And usually, before I was paralyzed, if I would see a porno, I could see a big booty walking down the street, and it wasn't hard for me to get an erection. So me in the crib watching pornos, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker is not watching the same thing I'm watching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in the midst of my trial and errors, I just got more comfortable with the whole aspect of changing my perspective on sex. So it went from me wanting to please basically myself to me being more interested in pleasing a woman. And I think that turned me on, being able to turn on a woman with less function than I had before. So miraculously, I just noticed that, hey, I'm starting to be able to get an erection. So I even tried the medications they give you, because initially what they did with me, and I can't speak for everybody. Initially, what they did, they tried me on medication again, pills. The first pills I tried was Cialis, and then they told me about Viagra. But it was just more of them things where who preps for sex? You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things where it's like only reason those pills was, in my mind, the only reason those pills were given to people was for people that was in relationships, because you can say, I'm gonna be with her, you know what I'm saying, and she understand my injury. Me, I was a bachelor, so I'm like, man, I can't just assume that I'm finna get some ass from a woman, and I take this pill, either A, I'm finna get hard too early, and she gonna be like, this nigga a perv, or I'm gonna take the pill too late, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna jag my bid because I ain't getting hard. She gonna think I'm not attracted to her, which happened a lot. So it was one of the things, like, either A, have a hard penis and hope for the best, or just have to break it down, like, let me go. I try to tell, like, let me go use the bathroom real fast, or let me go out the room fast, and I try to take the pill and then try to spend a whole hour on foreplay and wait till I get an erection. So I tried a lot of different things, and through no trial and error, it just didn't feel comfortable. So in the midst of me trying to feel comfortable, make my sexual activities more fluent, or able to go on like normal, like guys just want to be intimate with a woman, or y'all get into the mood and you want to have sex like a normal person. In the midst of that, I just more so stopped taking. I I took the pussy off the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make that my whole goal. I took the pussy off the pedestal. You know how people put pussy like, oh, it's so high and mighty, I gotta get it. That do work. Pussy on the pedestal. I can say that too. Vagina on the pedestal. It ain't got that ring to it. Pussy on the pedestal. Poontang, whatever. I used to call that shit cooter box. Some of my guys from back on that in Chicago, cooter box. But anyway, so I took the whole aspect of sex and brought it down to a level more so like put it on the same level as kissing. You know what I mean? Like it's only thing I'm doing is showing this person my feelings, which is kind of mushy or whatever. But that's what women like. I found out they more so interested in the whole sexual experience versus who gonna come first. And of course that only applies to certain situations, of course. But you know, I found comfort in knowing that okay, now I can please a woman, which made me feel better about the whole sexual situation. So I went from having to think about taking pills and medication to just being comfortable with the fact that however it's gonna go, it's gonna go.
Right.
So that's what my experience was. Like I said again. So now back to my original point was, with that being said in my story, and y'all can chime in if y'all want to about y'all story and y'all experiences, but I just know I always from that situation I gathered that this biggest sexual organ in the body is the brain, so I went off of that. So if I tell people that come across me that's in the same situation as me, I let them know like, just be confident. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you're going in it for basically what you can get out of it. Like, don't have no expectations. If you think you finna come, beat something up like you used to be, then when you don't do that, it's gonna be self-defeating, and that'll take out the whole aspect of trying to, to actually enjoy that moment. Like, it's like almost like an activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't go to play in a basketball game like I'm finna score 50.
Some people do.
Some people do, and then they don't make it. Some people do, and they score 50, but in the situation we got, where you think let's say for example like this, if you able body, you're gonna say I'm finna go score 50, you cool.
Yeah.
But once you get into a wheelchair and you basically playing that same basketball game, you think you finna score? You finna set yourself up like that? I'm finna go score 50 in this wheelchair against people that's able bodied.
But I can honestly say, when it comes to me having sex, when I go into it, I have a number that I put up for how many orgasms I'm gonna give a girl, and I tell them ahead of time. Okay, we'll see.
No, that's the progression of the conversation we get into.
Right.
We talking about, I was speaking more so originally, so if somebody was giving me that advice, like, man, I'm not getting a hard on, or I'm having trouble, I would tell them, that's what he do. He just got me telling.
First off, I don't know no hoes.
You don't know no hoes.
But you
don't know no hoes. Huh?
I know some hoes.
I know so. Okay,
but
no.
I ain't sleeping with these hoes.
Oh,
no,
okay.
but because
they don't love me.
He just said he don't love me. I'm finna go. He said, some say, look, I'm finna go score this 50. He loved himself.
No, originally, when I first got injured, the last thing that I thought about was having sex. And most people, like guys and girls, think that, you in a wheelchair, your legs don't work, your penis don't work.
Right.
And I mean, that's so far from the truth. And
Big
every situation is different. It's totally different. And the way, kind of way you thought about it, it took me a while because I was looking at the whole aspect of me up walking around. The first thing a dude want to do is I bust off on her and all this other stuff.
Right.
But then, your brain is your business. And I get way more pleasure these days making women feel satisfied and having orgasms or whatever you want to call it. Out of anything, I don't need to bust off and all that other extra stuff. And just because of my disability, it's hard for me to have orgasm. I still can have you see this is wild, this line. You got a phone call, you answered it, he walked away from the table. This is what happens in real live podcast. His phone shouldn't even been on. He just premature ejaculated all over his podcast.
Yeah, she ready like Freddie. She's hot and ready.
Oh, you getting a booty call during the podcast about sex?
But it's just I got to the point of
she ready to give me FaceTime.
But can I finish what I'm saying, sir? But no, it got to the point of okay. Me pleasing a woman is what pleases me, and a lot of girls I've dated since I've been in the wheelchair, they don't understand it because you're not having orgasms, you having fun? Am I pleasing you? And the women really don't believe when you tell them that you being pleased is what's making me happy.
That's what they used to they used to the normal,
Or what
quote unquote
society
normal.
tells you.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say what society. So I'm not even gonna go that deep. They used to normal sexual intercourse, and you know what's meant from able-bodied guys. You know, so they think even for example like this, right? So if you got well, yeah,
Yes,
again, it's
right.
one of
Yeah, 'cause
right. So
like-
they feel like
like,
I can't
is
make
you
you feel the
good?
same.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
there you
Yeah.
go. That's why I'm
But if
saying
you
more
tell
so
them
as normal.
if you tell them that you good, like I had girls that don't believe me. Like, well, you didn't come. Would you? Why you worried about it? You want
No,
me
no,
to
I
bust
wouldn't.
off?
I think I wouldn't. Well, you can say what you want, but
It's
I wouldn't
in
tell
their
them
nature to
don't be
do that,
worried
right?
about it. It's one of the things you actually have to break down what's normal
Why
for
it's
you.
not right?
What normal for you is you won't be satisfied if she not satisfied. So that's where your satisfaction come from. So
Right.
she won't understand it because she thinking when most guys is feeling or females like, oh, I got some good pussy. That because they thinking you gonna come fast or you finna be all like you finna be all moaning and into and all that shit. Which is what they fail to realize is you because you got a spinal cord injury. The parts that they want to please, the way they want to please you, it's not possible anymore because you don't have that function, So they used to pleasing guys physically versus mentally.
And I tell girls all the time, I'm a human dildo.
That
Knock
is
yourself
fucking serious.
out.
I'm a human.
I'm
being,
real.
though.
It ain't
Kevin
flash.
Gates, he'll get tired.
I'll
Right.
get tired.
Yeah, I'm what you want. You ain't got to go to the store. This ain't no rub. You ain't got to worry about
He
it.
said Duracell ain't got nothing
He
on
said,
him.
he said you ain't got to worry about getting pregnant, none of that.
It's like a bounce house.
Enjoy yourself.
Come on and jump up and down on
That's-
these balls.
That's
Enjoy
wild
yourself.
right there. That's why I really said human dildo. I ain't never explained that before.
So no, and it's different with everybody else. So I try to like when I meet new guys who have gotten injured or whatever, and it comes to dating and this and that stuff. Can it be difficult? Yeah, because then you got to talk to girls about. Like most of the times you up there walking around, there's no really conversation to have about sexuality, or whatever. It just happens, and y'all doing like you said. You got a plan for it sometimes. And I got to the point. that if I'm dating somebody and I think that we gonna do it, and I know they coming over, I go. If I gotta take a pill, I pop it before they come over. And it just so happen if we don't do. Let's say we don't do nothing. But usually for the next 2-3 days, depends on what pill you take.
God damn.
It's showtime.
What pill did
Cause
you
no,
take?
See how this man, see how
Wait,
this-
walking around
But
like
he said, hey,
No, but it's not. It's coming.
just like that. That's wild. He just got through saying.
You're not
he,
hard
He said for
all
the next
day.
2 to 3 days, depending on what pill you take.
Yeah.
You supposed
It
to go to
like
the
happens.
hospital. You supposed to go to the
No,
hospital for
it's
the
not. Y'all wildin', man.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying.
like hard the whole time. It's just like if you rub it or touch it, that it'll.
Oh, I don't know. You're an
Yeah.
expert. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
just,
'cause I
he's,
would. He's
if I, look, he's right.
No,
he
man, I
said
would-
2 or 3 days. Wait a
Yeah.
second.
Imagine me coming to work.
Exactly. I'm nervous for you. If you come to work and I'm like, Harvey,
Or I'm around some
you
kids.
got some.
Harvey.
Like, right, come
got
on.
some
No,
new charges
man. You say I got some new
When you start
charges.
carrying the flashlight, it ain't even dark over here. That's crazy though. No, but so I understand in that way. If it's one of them things where that pill stimulates the blood, because I know the way it works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It basically stimulates the blood flow to that organ.
Exactly.
So what you saying is when you actually get into a situation where you become aroused, then the pill takes effect
Right.
over a 2 to 3 course. Okay, that's fine. That'll work. But that didn't happen for me. So that's why I said I'm glad that I was able to achieve an erection without it because it was blowing me. And again, I just think it's because of my mind. It was more so like I'm ready to have sex. I want to do it right now. So
Then, like if my bladder spasm is having spasm, it affect my erection. Like really, even if I take the pill, it'll be like once my bladder has start having muscle spasm, it literally. This is gonna sound crazy, but we having a real conversation.
you said it would sound crazy.
Like
you
my
you
bladder
described yourself
starts
as
to
a human
spasm.
dildo. How do you get any
Right,
crazier
but
than
if
that?
my bladder spasms,
Vibrates.
like you know how
I
like
know my bladder spasm. Yeah.
you know how like a turtle ducks into his shell.
Oh no! So you got that's the pool penis. You know how you get in the pool, that motherfucker try to hide from the cold water. So
Like
no.
literally that happens. I look so good. And I be looking. I be like, what is going on?
I understand.
But if I
but
have bladder
that's one of them
spasms.
things too, where it's more so
Oh,
it
no,
comes
no,
down
no,
to
no,
because
no.
you got that neurological disability, you
Right.
gotta be able to explain that to certain people, and not certain
Exactly.
people. You gotta be able to explain that to the person you want to be sexually intimate
Because
with.
I'm not sexually intimate with everybody.
But that's one of them things too, where it's like this to a normal couple or a normal person, especially a normal
I'm
guy.
calling them normal. They just other people.
An able-bodied person. How about that? To an able-bodied guy, especially a younger guy, like when I got injured, it was more so. This is the time of my life where I'm having plenty of sex. So, if you was to explain that to me, for one, I'd be like, pleasing a woman. I'm trying to get mine. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And so I would be devastated. Like I can't do this paralyzed stuff. You know.
Right.
But at the same time, trying to explain to an able-bodied woman this, all these neurological problems you have, depending on the woman, of course, and maybe the situation, that may knock off the mood.
Oh.
And you may even put that person in a position where it's like, so what you're saying is I'm not gonna be able to please you.
Yeah, do I gotta work
But that's,
harder?
you know how shallow a woman has to be.
I wouldn't even call it shadow. It could be one of the things
not
about
even
ignorance
shadow,
too.
it's
Because
like,
once you're doing something for
if they
so
don't
long,
know,
If a
then they
woman
gotta work
likes
even
you,
harder.
and then you tell, she got to work even harder.
Yeah, like
yeah,
if
because
you
women,
explain it
if
to
you,
her,
especially because
and
some
she
females just say
already,
they don't know
like,
how to ride,
yeah.
and then they mind that'll blow them like, man, see me, first I don't know how to
Real
ride.
question
Yeah.
then should say, have you ever rode a bike or a big wheel before?
Come on now,
If
they're
she
not
don't-
the same
It
thing.
is. If you put your
What
mind
type
to
of
it.
riding you done?
I'm a bike. I'm a
How you
banana
ride a
seat.
bike?
What?
What? How you ride a bike?
Uh-huh.
Look, he said, I ain't never seen nobody ride a
Bird
bike
dog.
that
Dick
refer that to ride.
That's what I'm saying is that you give them an analogy to work with.
That don't work. When
Some
you
of
them
ride the
don't.
bike, you just sitting there and using
I
your
have
legs.
never had an issue since I've been in this chair with a woman and her having to do quote unquote all the work. Complain about doing some work.
Oh well, maybe you know what?
Maybe they all the
No,
work
the
is-
reason why because you see
Your
all them
hands
strong.
work.
No, you see all them strong chicks on this phone. That's
No,
probably
he
why.
probably ran to one that's got some logic sense. Probably one that ain't willing to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they used to having the guy be the aggressive one. They used to the different positions where they really don't require them to do a lot of work. So when a female thing in her mind, instead of me spending this little 10 minutes to let you get a break from being on top, them spending 10 minutes riding you, now they think in their mind, I'm gonna be riding him until either I come or I'm done because he's not gonna come. In your scenario, you say you a human dildo. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But it ain't about I am.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying that could be. I'm just saying I'm aware that some
And I don't-
females
I've never-
that I've
okay.
dealt with, if I would explain it to them, they would feel defeated. Like, man, so you mean to tell me I'm finna be busting, I'm gonna be sweating bullets? You finna be like, whenever you're done, go ahead and.
No,
You know what
that
I'm
ain't-
saying?
see,
I'm
listen.
not dumbing the sexual experience down.
Down,
I'm
you
talking
saying
about
it's how they
her
would
mind.
think,
In her
yeah.
mind, it's like, man, okay, I might as well just keep on going until I'm done. But of course, you making it better for her because of course you're gonna be into the sex.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
like,
just, I wouldn't be having sex if I wasn't having fun. It would be a waste of my time.
Right. I'm just saying when you explain to somebody that way, I just feel like some female can take that and it can be self defeating. So I understand what you. I
Right.
get where you're coming at. So
So if they hot and you explain it to them,
if they high,
like hot,
Oh,
they
okay,
ready,
okay.
then you explain it to them all the
African
difficulties.
American, you
They
use
probably
the
go
word
to
hot.
Yeah, if the way you explain it, yeah. That's why a lot of the times.
Did you say hot?
Yeah, hot. Like,
Hot, like ready, like, but then you
Oh,
you
I thought you was
said-
talking about the way she looked.
and
oh
then-
no, he's talking like horny. He's
Yeah,
talking
Say
turned
that.
on.
Dude
Yeah.
said they hot.
And then you get to explaining all the difficulties, and then that shit go
See,
like,
you do all that before that even come to that. That's the
It,
conversation you have. when you
it may
meet
not.
someone.
It may not have a chance to come through
yeah.
that.
You mean a one night stand?
Even that, or it's one of the
I
things
don't
too.
do those.
Well, you don't do those
I'm
because.
like, real no, you can catch anything these days. I ain't.
Well, I'm just saying, in the midst of meeting somebody,
Yeah,
and y'all, you never know. You can't control your emotions for one. You can
That's
be talking
real.
to a female in a restaurant, and y'all gonna have a drink, and y'all get into the car, and y'all get to kissing. When is y'all get to kissing or whatever, or y'all, getting the intimacy is building up. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, y'all getting hot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when do you spark this conversation of, oh yeah, so when we do this, then the third. Now it's like, man, just take me home. It could be
Yeah,
that, or
yeah.
now even when y'all get to the crib, it's like, okay, well now I'm all nervous, just explaining me what to do, and that can blow it too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, when is the right time to have the
Explain to me
conversation?
what to do.
I done heard plenty of females say, I don't know what to do.
Because they don't know.
Because they're used to a guy taking control where the
Yeah.
guy might grab them or undress them or be on top of them or whatever.
But then at some point when I was up walking around and you dealing with a female and you all are having sex, at some point she decides to do stuff. It's the same thing. You don't.
Look,
You
what
need
I'm-
to initiate.
What I'm exactly once you
Yeah.
get into
Oh.
the that's why my whole thing was, and this is through just
I cut holes in the pockets of my pants, so it was like put your hand in my pocket.
so
It's feeling more control. That's second juice.
look, you don't
What you
tell me
just
tell me you don't know what to do with that. You don't know
You said
you know what to do now.
second
No, that's second Genesis, baby. Go ahead.
No, but what I'm saying is more so. It's one of the
Feel
things
like
where
control.
I will remove that uncomfortable conversation by just more so when we'll let the moment take its course.
Right.
Yeah.
So if any one of them things where I'm not sure if y'all have ever had a situation where you actually are having intimacy with or you having sex or you getting ready to, even with foreplay, And when you go to transition and get on top, they freeze up like, okay, what's next?
Okay.
Because a lot of females, they don't expect you to get on top. They think they can be riding you the whole time. But when
That's
you get
real.
right on top, they looking like, okay, now what's going to happen? So at that point,
push-ups for a
this is
reason.
where the conversation you would want to spark a conversation, but it'd be more so dumbed down to where it's just you giving commands versus explaining why you're doing what you're doing. Because after she didn't came or you didn't came what y'all done, then you can have this extensive conversation about what went wrong and what went good, and maybe you compare for the next time.
And another thing, like you do a lot of exercise. Do that help like certain, like?
Well, as
I
far
don't
as
know,
me,
'cause you
like
be
from
doing a whole
doing
lot of
like
pushing
bench
and
stuff
pulling
and,
shit.
Yeah, see that shoulder going to a spasm. he posted that on Facebook. I was cracking
that
up.
because it
like,
was real.
Yeah.
My legs kicked in. It was like, hey, we was doing a little bit. But no, what like I have had 2 situations where a girl was like, she's like, can you get on top? And in my mind, I'm saying to myself, why you come on? I can, but my legs, if my legs ain't working, my hips really ain't.
You can't-
But like, you know what? I'm just to make you happy. We gonna try this.
You can
And I did it.
It goes
And
too
but
about your
then
function.
after like a minute of me holding myself
You
over my
tired, right?
arm, I'm like,
Yeah, it's one of the
you
things too.
straight?
And
And then she looking like, oh, well, you right. So then we go back to what we was doing at first. And that's many ways. Just because a girl, there's many ways for a sexual encounter for a person with a spinal cord injury. If you got like function in your hands or
Yeah.
whatever, there's many different ways you can have sex with a girl and she on top and it can be pleasurable for her, especially if you can grab and move her the way you want you to move and all this other stuff. Before I got shot, I can honestly say I was not into oral sex.
Like,
But
you have to do a lot
I
of
am
FaceTime now.
He got
Is that what we call it?
got
FaceTime? That's what we do. That's hilarious. That's the new thing for oral sex is FaceTime.
Yo, the
You
head
know
movement he doing those.
Or like you in the Alien movie, when the thing sit on my face like that, like
That's horrible. No, but
wow.
it's one of
Look at
those
that.
things too, though, where again, when
I'm a massage chick.
a female asks you about getting on top, it's one of them things where she wants to find out your abilities.
Right.
So once she see, oh no, he looks stressed out, she may feel like, okay, I see why this won't work. But even if next time, you know what I'm saying, she might even hit you with it, especially if you're in a long-term relationship with somebody, they might be like, hey, why don't you exercise them arms a little bit? Most people stay on top a little longer. But it's also things too that, and to kind of, not just jump off topics, but when it comes down to intercourse, there are things that you can do to help you out. As far as being a guy, if you paralyzed, because I'm not sure about what females got to do when they paralyzed. And
Right.
I've never been in that situation, but there's actually what's it called? I wouldn't want to call it equipment, but
I ain't doing
it's more like it's a little thing that it's like a rocking chair you sit in.
I know what you're talking about.
What is it called?
The swing things.
No,
the
it's
girl.
no. It's an actual seat. You should. I forgot what intimate rider. I don't. That's kind of like advertising or whatever. But the only thing it is it's basically like a chair with no wheels on it, but it's a chair that rock back and forth. It got no back to it or nothing. It's just like a little chair that rock back and forth. But when you're in that situation where you're in a chair that can
Really?
rock back and forth, yeah, and you got open leg space, you can put. I did another piece to it too, where it's like almost like a picture of a park bench without the table, and you can put that table in front of the rocking chair, and now you can basically be thrusting your hips, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Because you're in a rocking chair, yeah, and while she laying on her back or her stomach, so now you can do it the doggy style way because you got this chair that's able to rock, which basically
hard
compensate for
idea.
your hips not being
No,
able to
because
move.
you know what?
It's just things you got to do to do your
right.
research, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But a lot of people wouldn't
I
know
was
that
feel
because
uncomfortable introducing that into an intimate relationship with a female. I would. That's
you
just
may feel like that in the beginning, but check it like this, right? And it's all about now what you do is how you do it. If
Right.
you got a woman riding you and she busting sweats, and you be like, do me a favor, go to the closet and grab that chair, she gonna be like, okay.
What you?
You know what I'm saying? What's the chair for? This how we're gonna do it. And then
The
she
chair
gonna
that's next to the gun.
wherever it's next to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, once she get the idea of it, it's more so like, okay, now
Right.
I'm down for it, because it's one of the things, again, if you try to explain this stuff to somebody,
That's
it's kind of,
new.
depending on how you explain it, it might take them out the mood. But if it's more one of them things where you giving out commands, because a lot of females, again, they're gonna tell you, I don't know what to do. So instead of them tell me what to do, they're gonna just kind of be like, I don't know what to do. A lot of females might say, I don't want to hurt you.
Go get that spatula out the kitchen.
Get the spatula
Go get this.
out the kitchen.
I was just thinking, what is spatula for? Mike,
Well,
you got it.
you
Mike,
like that? You like that type of stuff?
Mike a little free minded.
You know, he probably got like little numb spots because he can't feel. Like, yeah, hit me right here as hard as you can because he don't feel it.
Across the neck.
Do it.
Your little ass red. You know, he light skinned. His little ass be red. Like what's the monkeys with the red booties?
Baboons.
Yeah, they got the little baboon ass jumping off.
But no, I just
No,
think,
I don't know.
I just think it's one of those situations too where it's the whole sex thing can be not it's not what you do about how you do it.
And me and him been talking like you up walking around still. You know, you got a spinal cord. So how's your sex life? I heard you got a baby on the way. You out here doing something right, or is he doing something wrong?
Look, I'm about to say it could be right or wrong.
The pull-out game must be on.
He started spasming and couldn't get out.
Yeah, like standing up, I get a lot of spasms.
Okay.
I
You
stabbed him in
still
your
trying to
legs.
hold girls up against the wall?
Man, shit, I'm trying to rest.
He like, I can walk now.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the old me.
So how is it for, because I mean women probably see you and say, okay, you up walking around, they look at you like quote unquote a normal person when it comes to
Stop calling them normal.
well right. Yeah,
That's what you hit me with. That's
Oh,
easy to
cause
tell.
like I think like some of the barrier not barrier, like barriers. They be like, cause I walk stiff and shit. Like I
Right.
can't like be in the groove. I'm thinking that's what they think.
Okay.
But
But that's
I get
not the
spasms
truth.
like when I stand up and try to like do like performance and shit.
So when you laying down, you don't get the spasms?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, okay.
Whether you're on top or not, it's just because of the weight bearing. Like you ever been in a situation where when you're on your knees having sex?
Yeah.
On your
Do you have spasms? Yeah, 'cause you can be on your knees hitting it from the back. You know what I'm saying? What's
Oh,
wrong?
but
You
I-
forgot how to have sex the normal way?
On your knees?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you in the bed on your knees and she on her knees,
Oh,
and
you
that's
know
how
what?
that
Yeah,
boy
but you
forgot how
not
to have
standing
sex.
because I ain't stood up in a long time.
That boy
You
forgot how to
right.
have sex.
That's
crazy.
real.
You know what's so funny about that?
I know I don't
forgot-
dunk no more for 2
look,
days either. Shit, nigga.
In my mind, I always thought in my head, I never forget how to walk. But I really think that
I don't
if
remember
it
what it's like.
got time
Is,
for me to do it by
like,
myself, I think I
like-
would have forgotten. But I did that whole walking thing, so I think I'll be walking like that. But
In the
some people ain't
beginning-
stood up for years.
In the
Go ahead,
beginning,
my
you
bad.
know, when you finna hit your climax, you finna like come and shit. I get the like.
Oh, that's
spaz-
why-
that was
that's
that's
what I was
how it
saying,
in
too.
the beginning,
Right.
but now it's not like that. But in the beginning, I used to be like,
Oh, you don't have
stiff.
spa- you
I get
don't-
real stiff, like, and then I'm like, oh man, goddamn, I was, I was in the groove.
So they know you finna come. You get to shake it like a mug.
Fucking
So
like
no,
a
you like don't make them come. You gonna have a seizure and die. So if one of the doctors told me that
You
they
don't
like
look
make sure you
Hey, this
actually.
motherfucker having a heart attack or orgasm.
Right. You know what? Females shake like this sometimes. They having an orgasm.
Oh,
so
Lord.
he outdoing her, you know. But no.
Like his shoes that came off.
But one of the doctors,
This nigga shook the sheets off the bed.
like the quarter machine you put in there, or the old hotel, the love bed. But no, check it out though. So one of the doctors actually told me
No, we ain't finna run past that.
that you ain't never seen it on TV.
That
Put the
is
quarter in the bed and
hilarious.
shakes. You ain't never seen that before on TV.
That's
I ain't
funny.
never been in the room like that. I just seen it on TV. It's old. But no, one of the
So
doctors
we
actually told
put
me
a
make sure
quarter in
your
Mike
heart.
and his ass gonna start shaking.
No, the bed, fool.
Yeah, the
One of the
bed
doctors told me
vibrates.
that if you put if you get to make sure your heart is healthy enough to have sex because
Well,
you can
right.
experience autonomic dysreflexia if you've been
That's true.
if you finna have a an orgasm.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things where it's
I stiffen up.
The
like, I
initials
used
of
to
it is
stiffen up,
AD.
though, like,
Yeah.
like, it ain't no more thrusting. It just
Right, your body
oh,
is
shit,
stiff.
then-
Right.
But it's one of them things too. They try to warn people that if your blood pressure or your heart rate go too high, you can die from that, or you can have a stroke. So it's more so like
Shit,
you
I'd
may.
rather go that way.
Look, you gonna have that female thinking she the bomb diggity, yo.
I killed Tim.
You talking about my stuff to die for?
No, it's just this
I
clown.
got
My
that
stuff to
killer.
die for.
I got that killed.
Last guy I was with, he died.
But so okay, here's another question for you guys before we stop. So have you ever been in a situation with a female that was intimate or whatever, and she told you maybe she didn't want to see you no more, but she didn't say sexually that was the reason, but gave you some other excuse, but you knew that was the reason?
Nah.
No.
No, I'm just asking.
No, I mean that's funny because that's like you said once. Well, and this again because in the beginning, the female that I would meet, it would be more so The reason why I felt they wanted to have sex with me because they actually liked me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sex was just like a bonus, you know. But
You think people actually like you?
I would hope so.
I struggle with that.
I would hope, and you know, in the beginning with me, it's all them things too. And this is real. I mean, crazy how it happened. But in the beginning, they be like, you know, either oh you real funny, you nice, you cool, or to be man, you an asshole, you know.
Right. Yeah. One or the other.
So it'd be an extreme thing, like you know, oh yeah, well-rounded person. A lot of people like, man, I just don't get you. You know, it's like, well, you know,
I'm in a wheelchair. It's hard to get.
That's good. You know, I don't think I
Really?
You know,
That's what we
it'd
do?
be like boring or something.
We just had our podcast interrupted by some intimacy that we ain't gonna say nothing about.
He's horrible. Like, nobody even knows she right there. You just
No, I know. That's what's good about it. They're like, what are you talking about? We got two ghosts in the room.
So, but yeah, in that situation where you think they broke up with you for
Well, I
because of
never had
sex?
it happen, but
No, I understand what you're
just
saying, but
wondering,
it could definitely be possible because again, you brought up before when we were talking about this on a smaller scale before we actually started the podcast. You saying that females like to be, you know what I'm saying, pleased. Or somebody said that females like to be, you know,
right.
like, you know, they want to have a nice orgasm. They thinking, man, only way I'm gonna have it is by this deep stroking or this you know, this. They think they gonna have a
There's a lot of women
called?
out here that's not having orgasms with regular dudes.
Exactly.
Those dudes out here just getting theirs
Exactly,
and they're like,
right.
oh, I killed her, but you ain't did nothing to this woman. And that's why I tell people all that. I say this jokingly sometimes, but I was like, you running around here with these able-bodied dudes.
Vaginal. No, that's what called. I it slipped my mind.
Get you
A lot of
a dude with a
females.
disability and some confidence and
Yeah, a lot of females.
change your life.
They I think they more so used to like a vaginal orgasm, or maybe not, or they may be used to getting themselves off, which is like a clitoral orgasm. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you do your research, you know, and you basically more so focus on the actual active sex and focus on the other person's body, which guys in a wheelchair are typically more inclined to do because you know you're not in it for yourself as much as you used to be. Once you be able to focus on that other person's body and their needs and the way their body respond, you can have that woman
back to back.
Yeah, you can have that woman, you know what I'm saying, enjoy herself better than the guy that's, you know, not even to say he got to be disabled. It's one of them things where a guy is more able to focus on another person because they took themselves out the equation. They already basically got low expectations for themselves. Like, not to say it's a good or a bad thing, but if a guy is going in and knowing, like, okay, I'm not going in it for me. I'm going in it for you.
Like, I'm going to Harvey's. He give me FaceTime.
I'm going to Harvey's.
Hold on.
This unlimited. Free nights a weekend. They ain't talking cellular.
Wait a minute. He just said turn into a cell phone. He's like, he's unlimited. Free nights a weekend.
Come on, girl.
Mike, that is hilarious.
That's your next pickup line. Bring you
I
your
am
friends
not
come
unlimited.
through.
It's not free nights a weekend.
You just said you're a human dildo.
But just for women that I'm interested. This is not come one, come all. No.
You go popular, they're like, I want to meet Harvey.
You don't want to meet
I want to meet Mike Lee. I heard he shakes.
Yo, that is terrible, right? So it's plenty females. Actually, it mainly be females because guys don't make jokes like that. But you know, females and told me like, oh, you and this motherfucker twerking better than me because your spasms make your whole body shake.
And see, I don't mind jokes and stuff like that. It is what it is. And I guess this is no different than in the big scale of things when you meet somebody, whether you have a disability or not, you know, getting to know someone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we look at things, and we was talking earlier about different situations. In another situation, you see something or you hear about something, and just by you hearing and looking at it that way, you see it and you discriminate it against, so you have all these ideas about what it is before you get to know it. Any guy, a person with a disability, spinal cord injury, or whatever it is, to really
try it out.
Like I was talking to my guys the other day in the barbershop, and we were talking about dating, interracial dating, and this and that. And they get on me all the time because they say, the quote-unquote thing is I only date Caucasian women. That is not true.
That's what they say about you?
Yeah, but my thing is I tell them, because but then I crack a lot of crazy jokes too in the barbershop and make people whatever. But what I tell them is that I like chicken. But do I want to eat chicken every day? No. So I would date any woman of any nationality. If I'm attracted to her, I'm not finna just resign myself to this and this and that. And then when you do that, getting to know people, it's sad to say, I've come to find out different women in different nationalities look at sex differently than other people do, and they react different. I can honestly say, and I know this, I'm finna get some backlash.
It could be one thing where it's just cultural again too.
Yeah, I'm finna get some backlash, but I am not saying this is 100% true. But in my lifespan, since I've been dealing with my spinal cord injury, women that are not African descent have been more open to my situation and getting to know me and then finding out all this than I have had with African American women. What's that about? I have no idea, but that's just my experience. Have I had sex with African American women since I've been disabled? Yeah. But I'm just saying, it seems to me to approach a woman and ask her out for a date and this and that stuff, or dating women, I have had more success dating Caucasian women than I have had dating. Is that because maybe I spend my time, I'm not too much in, like, I guess in a way, you date what you're around in your environment.
Right.
And I spend a lot of time in, like,
Around white women.
yeah, you know, actually,
Right,
yeah.
okay. I understand. You all beat on the bushes like you scared somebody
Yeah, you
to
know
whoop
it.
your ass or
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I tell you
you
what,
gonna get all that?
But he's scared black women
You
gonna
know,
whoop his ass.
run up on it like, what you
I
saying?
heard you on the podcast talking about black women, they this, they the third, nigga.
Get the twerking right in front of
did-
you. You can't get none. I ain't mean that.
I heard you on the podcast.
But
No,
no,
I hear what you're
no,
saying
no.
though. But again, I think too.
I was gonna get you some too.
It's the way you put it again. It's one of them things how people say, it's too much black on black crime. When in all actuality, it's too much white on white crime too. You
Yeah.
basically end up having these encounters with people that you're around. So
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying. So yeah, it may seem like that on your
On the
scale, but on
outside,
a grander
yeah.
scale. If you was in a situation where we lived in a world that we have a different type of melting pot, you would come across everything. But because your situation, or I mean not your, because your
In a
job
way
and the way
it is.
society is.
Yeah, and if I would have been in this wheelchair, I probably wouldn't be around.
A bunch of white women.
Right.
I understand what you're saying, where you're coming from, but that's just based off of the way society is right now, and because of your job title. You end up being around, like you said, a bunch of white women or non-black women. So, but yeah, that's fine and that's cool. So, one of the questions though that I would lay out to y'all is when it just comes down to relationships. Period. Do you ever feel like when you go in a relationship, do you ever feel like that it's going to be possible for you to have a long-term relationship, or do you go into it knowing that it's probably not going to last long?
Well, but for me, I would say I haven't dated anyone the last 5.5, 6 years, and it was done on purpose. And it's because that since I've been in this chair, I can honestly say I probably messed over 5 or 6 good girls that wanted to be with me, due to the fact that even though I have a spinal cord injury, I was still that arrogant motherfucker and thought it was some shit green on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And then you get to the point, okay, and I had to get to the point of myself, let me pull back and see if it's me. And come to find out that, yeah, it was me.
Right.
And then and now that I've taken this time off, if I was to, once I get in a relationship again, it's not, whatever relationship I get in, probably in the next, whenever it happens, I'm not dating outside. It's going to have to be, I'm not doing anything else. But I also feel that I'm at the point in my life where I can be with someone and not be looking for something else while I'm with this person.
Okay. What about you, Mark? You think that when you're not in a wheelchair, but since your injury, do you think that when you start to date somebody, do you expect, and this is general, of course every situation is going to be different, but in general, do you think in your mind, I'm going to have a long relationship, or it's probably going to end sooner or later? Because, I'm talking about because you have an injury, thinking it'll hit, or this woman going to stay around for the long term, or it's going to be one of the things she's going to get tired of this shit and some of my limitations.
Oh, see, I didn't know you was.
That's what I'm getting at.
Too. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and that's real.
I mean, because I'm in a relationship right now. I mean, I'm guessing.
I hope that's the one you got the kid with.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, you had to put it right on blast before you think about it. You got killed in a way. Yeah, I'm in a relationship with somebody, but not that
Then
one.
they see that, they be like,
But not that one. You ain't tell me about that, but no, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it go far.
No, okay, I understand what you
Or
hope. I'm just saying initially, do you expect that because you got an injury, a woman gonna stick around, or you thinking, okay, well, you know what, it's probably not gonna last long because she gonna get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you don't think about it like that?
I don't think about it like that.
Okay.
Because if she walk out, you know how women is. They be around for a few years. They leave. If they don't, they don't. But
Okay.
with my injury, I think I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you probably don't think of it like that. You just
My
I
goal
think
is
he got a little less.
because you're not in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he deal with a little less than we deal with.
So now I frame the question that way. What do you think? Do you think because your injury is gonna last longer, it's gonna probably be short?
I am skeptical about women sticking around because I'm not walking around. It takes me longer to get dressed and this and
Right.
that. They may or may have not have to help me with stuff.
Right.
And I debate that. But what's crazy is every person that I've dated
Maybe more than
had
willing.
no problem. They're like, I don't have a problem with this.
Right.
And I was like, damn.
you must run into some real good ones. Fuck that up.
No, I just
said that, yeah.
Yeah, and I fucked it up. Every woman that I've dated, that you all, this is me. This is
Someone be
PSA.
like,
So if anybody sees this that I dated and you thought I was an asshole and I was mean to you and you didn't this and that, it wasn't your fault.
Fucking deal though. Look at that.
Oh, look, that was like a
I
public
fucked
apology.
up and you deserve.
I'm sorry, y'all. Come
better.
back to me.
No, I mean you can't. But no. There's been an issue.
I missed you.
And then the music come on and say, talking to you, baby.
I'm talking
But then but in all honesty, in the
That
last
is funny as
year
hell,
or so,
Mike. He been on the road. He said,
he
I
been balling.
missed you.
He done dunked on me like 4 or 5 times, and I fouled out the
With the
game.
Jonesy boots on and shit, just over dancing in the rain.
But no, then some days I go to bed at night, and like these days, I'm like, damn, I wish I had somebody here. And then when I had people there, I'm like, damn, would you stop? Get off of me.
Right,
Like, I don't want to cuddle. But like, what are you doing?
You know what? That's one of the things too where I think that of course, no. It's just one of the things too where he felt like the grass can be greener on the other side.
Yeah. You see other women, like I go to the gym every day. So I'm dating. If I'm in a relationship, if I'm dating or messing around with somebody, then you get to the gym. You look at these other girls, and they come over there talking to you like, well, I can get that. Well, this is better than what it is.
Right.
And then, you forget about the shit you got at home, and then you break up, and that girl leaves you or whatever, if you're not giving her the attention she needs, and you get to the gym, then you're looking at these girls, and some of her boyfriends show up, or she not interested in you. You sit up there saying to yourself, like, oh, man, you should have just stayed.
Watching porn.
I can't, I am not watching porn anymore.
You just watching porn the other day.
And I'm done.
I ain't gonna lie, I was watching.
I'm so tired.
I know I said I was gonna stop, but I'm done now.
No, I'm done because it's just it's too much. It's too much nonsense.
You know, I try to tell people all the time. I'm not trying to tell all people, but what I learned through, doing little research and watching documentaries that porn can ruin your sex life.
Exactly.
It do.
So
Totally.
Like a motherfucker.
Because you think that's what you're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing.
not even that. It more so because most people don't just watch porn. Most people getting themselves off. So you basically making your tolerance go sky high. Like I done met females that be like, only time I can get off, or I'm the only person that get me off because you're the only one doing this all the time.
Yeah.
So you know and feel exactly what you want to do. Is a guy coming along trying to make you climax when it comes to orgasm? I'm not doing exactly what you used to. So it's a muscle memory thing there. So if I'm not doing what you used to, it's one of the things where you're going to either be like, damn, why you ain't doing it this way, or you're going to give up. You know what I'm saying? Now you're just having sex because, hell, let me just have sex. And when we done, I'm going to go and get myself off. So that's why I feel like again, I just bring it back down to muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to be intimate with somebody, you want that person to be able to understand your body and what you like and what you don't like. But you ruining it by putting yourself on so far of an extreme to where only you can reach that extreme for yourself because you can feel everything that you're doing.
Right.
And the guy can't. He can only go off your bodily responses. And when you're not doing what he wants you to do, you're not giving him that feedback of, oh, yeah, this feel good. It's more so like you just waiting for, okay, hurry up, nigga, get done with this shit,
Now, let me say that. I want to see how y'all, I said this to a bunch of my guys, and we laughed about it. We all know that the clitoris on a woman is what?
A body part?
No, it's a small penis.
Yeah.
Hell no.
It is.
Why would you?
But Mike, I'm not making Mike. When you get a chance,
He trying to ruin my sex life.
we all sucking penis around here. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm about to say, so now I'm trying to go down to a woman. I'm thinking I'm finna suck this small
sucking
penis.
penis.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
If you go, I Google it.
I don't want it. No,
Whatever.
look, this is how we gonna do it. We gonna agree that you suck a small penis. and
I'm finding the G spot.
I'm about to focus this
If
clip,
you
know
look
what
up the ladies, the ladies, what is it called? How you call not diameter? What's the ladies? What's the how you say it?
Anatomy?
What,
There
no,
you
fuck
go.
that. No, we
The
talking
ladies
about
anatomy.
little lady penis that
The
you be sucking
clitoris
on.
is all it is. It's a very small penis. That's why if you stimulate it, women have orgasm.
They get squirted
We
and shit.
all
Come
suck.
on,
We
man.
all sucking penises around here, buddy.
Oh,
Fuck
no.
that.
Fuck
What's
that.
wrong with him?
I'm just giving
Too
it to
much
you.
porn. That's why you should stop.
Anybody that takes this wrong,
I'm
go
taking it wrong.
Don't say
Google it.
penis.
Check your Google.
What the fuck?
Check your Googles.
I'm not gonna Google nothing else. That's
you don't want to
sex
Google it
fine.
because you don't want to know the truth.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I don't want no Google site to tell me.
That's the sensitive
small
spot.
penis.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? No
You
doctor.
suck penis. I suck
Every
penis.
time, you suck penis.
No, I mean penis.
I don't got nothing to do with that. You the one penis. Come on, fam. What?
It is what it is, man. I'm just telling you what it is.
I
It's a
slapped
clip.
it with my man meat. That's what I was saying.
What?
It is, man. I know
Real
it's sad.
penis.
When I was looking, and the way I
Jesus
found this
Christ,
out was,
man.
I took a sexual, not a sex, how you call it? What is it in college? The class? What is it?
Anatomy class?
No, it was
Oh, sex education.
sex education class when I
He
went.
took it away in
When I
college.
went to college, but this was after I got injured, and I hadn't been with anyone. It was this age, like she was 79 years old, I believe,
What's she
Caucasian woman, and I was we was in class, and she talked to us about sex and this and that. And I'm sitting there.
See that?
I'm the only person in the
79-year-old woman.
I'm the only person in the wheelchair.
Porn
so she asked.
fucked up his sex life. Now
So
you
she
think he's
asked
sucking
me like about
girl
sex in front of.
penises.
She asked me about like sex in front of all the other students, and they was able-bodied people, and I wasn't afraid. I talked about this and that. So then she started talking about sex. We started talking about oral sex, and she pulled up the female's anatomy, and she pointed to this, and she showed us that, and she went straight to the clitoris, and she said, "This is on a woman is nothing but a small penis. If you stimulate it, they have orgasms."
So basically, what you're saying, if you want to reverse that, is dudes got big clits. You see what I'm saying? You see how fucking weird that sounds? Shut up. You wanna next time a girl tell you your shit too small, be like, it ain't nothing. It's bigger than yours. It's bigger than yours. You said.
Wait a fucking
Way
to spin your way out of hell.
Right, get the
You
fuck out of here
reverse-
with this girl
That
penis
wasn't
shit.
a spin move on a baseline and a
Man,
reverse
get
dunk.
outta here.
But no,
That's what you saying, so
You
I'm not.
said you
Don't talk
walking
about that
around
no more.
with
That's,
a
I
big
just,
clitoris.
I
I know it
just
makes-
solved that. It's over with now.
it
No
makes
more.
you feel uncomfortable, but it is the truth.
It don't make me feel uncomfortable. It make me feel like you weird as hell talking about some baby girl penises, and now I'm talking about man clits.
Bobbles and shit.
Well,
Next time a girl say, "Oh, your shit too small," just tell her, "My shit bigger than yours." How about that? So, back to the whole question though. The reason why I brought up expectations about your relationship is because in the beginning I refrained from relationships, and the female that I dealt with, whether it didn't really matter what type of bond we had. It was more so that I always was like, I don't want a relationship because I knew in my mind, I thought in my mind, I'm gonna hurt your feelings,
right.
because I'm not expecting this to go anywhere, because I'm expecting you to get tired of this shit, because I'm tired of dealing with it, and it's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of dealing with this shit. So that's the only reason why I asked that question, because I just thought maybe y'all may feel the
If I
same way.
get
But
tired,
when
I know you gonna get.
Right, so I thought in my mind, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time now, and this shit is stupid. I hate it. It sucks. Every morning I wake up, I gotta deal with this shit, and so now I'm here. I'm asking you, and it's like,
Oh, wait a minute.
I
Before
feel
we
like
get on to that, to say that you hate it and every morning you sucked, you're not saying that you don't like living with your disability, or you prefer not to be here, or is that what you're saying?
no, it's just like, so if I had a shitty ass job, I hate going to this fucking job, but I gotta do it because this is the way I'm making money. I gotta deal with it until I can get better.
So if a girl was dating you, like let's say a girl sees this podcast and she meets you and she thought that you were attractive and wanted to date you, would she have to worry about then coming into dating you thinking that, oh, you hate being in this wheelchair and dealing with this shit, so why even take the risk of dating you because you're not going to be invested in a relationship or even taking time to get to know you? And maybe she may be willing to deal with whatever that comes with you, but because you feel that way, why should she even?
Yeah, should she get
Right.
up
Well,
and-
that's what I'm trying to explain. This is when I had this is back when I was first injured, and I thought in my mind, I'm still peeing on myself.
Facts.
This transferring shit take a long time. I gotta wear TED holes. I'm taking all this medicine. I can't party like I used to. I can't really, go out and have drinks. I'm pee on myself. It was just a whole lot of issues that I wouldn't really deal with myself. So I thought I'm not gonna be able to have a girlfriend because I'm not happy with myself. So now that I'm cool with myself, I can make jokes with myself, make jokes out of other people. Now it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm good to go.
That's just in the
So,
beginning.
right, that's why I explained. That's why I just asked about more so how y'all think about that. Because some people still in that position, or in that, I'm not in that position. Some people still in that mind frame where they feel less than. So some people will have you out here thinking, you should be lucky this girl with you because of the shit you got to go through, the shit you deal with. You know what I'm saying? And I know you brought that situation up before where somebody told you, man, you should be lucky to have any woman to deal with all this shit. But at the same time, it's like, I bring value to relationships as well.
Thank you.
But like I said, I just brought it up, like, to see,
that's good.
to see where, people's mind was while we in the midst of talking about dating, because typically, I'm not dating, while we talking about sex, because typically, and that ain't with everybody, but typically, dating and courting come first before fucking. Or sex.
Typically, yeah.
Intercourse.
Never give up.
Knocking the boots. So yeah, but I'm just saying, typically that'll come first, and then if somebody knew in the beginning, like, okay, well, he in a wheelchair, and I know I got to deal with certain things, but once they find out, it's more than just walking, will they be able to say, okay, I can handle it? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's best, again, one of them things too. I think we guys are talking about online dating.
Right.
When you meet somebody online, they don't know that you paralyzed.
Right, and see, I don't. Even online dating, you meet people.
Yeah, cause how?
You don't know what's going on with them, and I know people do it. And I know people who fell in love, but it's just like I literally one day I downloaded an online dating app, and I paid the 3 months for it.
Damn.
And then, no, but check it out, because I wanted to
he
be
was looking
real.
for love. He was looking for love.
But I paid for it.
Brother
And then
package.
as soon as I finished
Golden
paying
edition.
for it, and I left, I went to. I remember this day clearly. I left. I left my phone. I went in my bedroom to get something. As I was going to my bedroom, I said, "This is the dumbest shit ever." And I went and deactivated my account, but even though I had already paid for the 3 months, because it just feels weird, and it's just like you don't know what you're getting into. I would prefer.
I
to
ain't
be
know what I was
somebody-
getting into when
Whether you
I used-
online or you meet in
Yeah.
person, you don't know what you're getting into.
But you can
Yeah.
see the person.
the
That's
reason
all I
why,
would
the reason, okay,
Some
okay,
of
the
them
reason,
videos.
no, but the reason why, again, what I try to stress about the whole feeling, accepting yourself or feeling comfortable with yourself is because when we got to talking about the whole dating thing, and I said, about online dating, he's like, no, I don't do that because,
Yeah.
when I say if you comfortable with yourself, this gonna happen like one or two ways. You're gonna get to know this person and then say I'm injured, or you're gonna say I'm injured and see that person willing to get to know you.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's gonna be able to go.
I think it's deception if you don't tell them. If you meet a person online, you keep talking to them, and you don't tell them that you have a disability.
Now my rebuttal to that is because you saying
I never
deception.
told.
No, listen, but let's just my rebuttal because we in this podcast we talking about it. You say that's deceptive if you don't tell a person. I think it's more so to just for a rebuttal. Why does it even matter?
Because to that person, it may be an issue, and then if you speak to them and you don't tell them, you had this conversation, they get to know you and like you.
If they
Or
knew you
whatever.
don't like you, then it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. If they lose it,
Okay,
like
now
it,
this
right.
this gonna go into what we said earlier. I ain't gonna go too deep on this conversation because I don't want to.
'Cause I don't
So
want
if you
you.
meet
Face
a
to face
girl
or
You meet a
online.
girl, okay,
and y'all talking and y'all listening, you like her.
right?
Yeah.
Then she tells you at some point, "I used to be a dude."
Right.
I'm not going because
Listen.
Wait, no.
Let him finish. Let him finish. This. I figured he was gonna go this route because
I
this is
used
where
to
his
be a
mind
dude.
is.
I used to be a dude.
Right.
What you gonna do?
I've
What's
never-
the difference? Because
I've
they
never-
could have told you
listen,
at first. They didn't tell you at
Listen,
first.
I've never been in that situation before.
Right.
But again, it's one of the
Me
things. If you
neither.
like this person, then you got to make the decision whether you like this person for who they are, which is all of them, or just one of the things where it's the actual deal breaker.
Yeah.
So in my mind, if I was liking if somebody I thought was a female, especially in this is two different scenarios too. So if I'm liking a female that is changed over and she don't have those parts already, and she tell me some shit about I used to be a guy, that's one situation. I'm not sure if I would say yes or no because I don't know the depth of my emotional, my attraction to that woman. If it's one of them things where I'm dating a woman I thought was a woman, then I find out you are a guy still, like anatomy wise, you're a guy. That's a deal breaker because you're a guy and I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But if they didn't switch over, that's a different conversation. If I didn't like this person enough to say, okay, yeah, well, I ain't really tripping on that, then that's that level. Or again, like I said, if you like somebody just shallowly, not shallowly, if you like a person for a certain quality they have, not as an overall person, then you got a decision to make. The reason why I say it's not the same as a wheelchair, or it actually is the same as a wheelchair, because again, it's not deceptive, nor is it, one of them things where you're trying to hide it from them. It's just where, okay, you got to know this person. This your decision now once you find out I'm in the wheelchair. Because again, if that person really liked you for you and they want to be there, because your personality 9 out of 10 while you with that person is not going to change. But your physical can, because I can meet this person while I'm walking, and then get in the wheelchair the third day we dating. You gonna leave me now? Because you really don't want to be with that person no way. So that's why I come to it with my perception is, I'll tell you fine, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be in the midst of a conversation anyway while we get to know each other.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna hide it from you. Like, even females I didn't talk to, and they like, well, let's go do that. Okay, I'll come pick you up. In their mind, I'm able-bodied because because I can drive. They don't understand I can drive without a wheelchair. Or they say, well, some shit like, I like taking long walks in the park. Mm-hmm. Well, we can go in the park, but I ain't gonna walk. You know what I'm saying? Or if you one of them things where, oh yeah, if you like walking, that's fine. You can hold my hand or you can push me. One of them things. It'll pop up in the scenario that makes y'all conversation. But if you actually going around or you going out your way to hide the fact you're in a wheelchair, that is deception. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm going through this whole scenario, meeting somebody. I'm going through this scenario, meeting somebody to find out if they like me for me.
Right.
So that's why I just say, I'm not gonna hide it from them, but I'm not gonna be the first thing to say, oh yeah, I'm in a wheelchair, because then that'll shape our relationship based off of, okay, yeah, this is what it is, So you can take this shit even though you don't like me or need it, because that'll lead to down the road of now we talking about stuff that we really don't need to be talking about right now. When you say, why you need to know about my bio program? We only gonna be dating for a month or two or something like that, So yeah.
It's getting
Pretty deep. You know what I'm saying? It goes deeper than that, but again, we only got an hour here.
Yeah,
but
if you decide you want to do that online date shit, that shit's straight though. I mean,
for some people, I
I
told him he ain't got no game, so you know what I'm saying. He get
that's what my
bar and drinks.
That's gonna be my when you do your online date thing with your little saying underneath your face. I mean underneath your profile picture. My mouth cold. Come on, man.
My mouth cold. He gonna be doing the FaceTime shit. You know what I mean? But no, that it get much deeper than that. Like I said again, we got 1 hour. You know what I'm saying, to go over certain things, certain topics. So I'm pretty sure we'll dip back into it, in another episode. But
always leave comments, questions below.
Yeah, it's always.
Because then we can have topics that you all might want to talk about, and you ain't gotta have a disability to leave a comment or touch on a topic that you may want to hear from us.
We like to get your take on some of these things.
Yeah.
So it was a good discussion, and we look forward to getting back into again another podcast. But
Mike, even if you may not know us personally, you might want to come in one day. We in the Milwaukee area. You want to sit in and chime in on the podcast or whatever. We invite guests to come in and have conversation. You might enlighten us on some stuff that we don't know.
Right.
But there ain't much we don't know. You can come on and get some education.
Okay, so like I said, we'll catch up on this topic another time. Mm-hmm. We're looking forward to it, but it's been real.
We out of here.